What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the Same Difference podcast.
Is this thing on?
Hello.
Hey, how are you?
Hi, friends.
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. What's going on?
Oh, girl. This was my first full weekend back home. So, like, sleeping in my own bed.
Okay.
Yeah, the last 2 weekends.
I'm so glad you said that, Pascha, because I'm dying to know about the relaxing weekend that you had.
Oh, man.
Tell us what you did in the house all weekend.
So, on Friday, I went to yoga and came home and just relaxed and watched TV all night. And then Saturday, I, was adulting all day. Watching TV, chilling. I was literally in the middle of making dinner when a friend of mine was like, hey, there's a DJ, blah, 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 at the Hoxton. Do you want to go? And for 2 seconds, I was going to say, no, I'm going to stay in. But I had got dressed early in the day, and my hair was really cute. And
what did you get dressed for?
Just because I was running errands and I just wanted to get dressed. Like, I went to the mall on Saturday and had to exchange a necklace. And, I was up and out being an adult. And so, my day was pretty much over. I went to the gym. Like, it was a full productive day of adulting. And I really was going to sit in the house and do nothing. But my friend was like, did you maybe want to go out? I've never been here. We should go. And I was like, yeah, I'll go. Threw on a little outfit, went downtown.
So what I'm hearing you say is,
I went out for an excursion.
Like we knew she would, y'all. I told y'all, Pascha was not gonna stay her ass in the house because that's not what Pascha
That was
does.
literally last Monday when we talked. I had 0 plans, and that was the intent.
It wasn't about what you had planned, friend. It was about what you were actually going to end up doing. Once the time had passed, I knew that a girl would be outside. A girl being you.
It was also 80 degrees in Chicago.
Baby, you can blame it on whatever you want to blame it on.
Now,
your friend, the weather, the universe. Your ass was outside.
Just for a little. It was just a little tinge of, I just stepped out and went back inside. That's it. It was just a little.
That girl couldn't stay away from outside.
No, I just popped into the place and had a little drink, and then I left. It was cute. I was home by 1 a.m.
Okay, girl. Well, we'll maybe give you a pass this time. That was Saturday. Tell us about Sunday. How was your relaxing Sunday? What's funny, friend?
My Sunday was very relaxing. I stayed in bed all morning. When I tell you, I was in the bed all morning. It was wonderful.
Why such the emphasis on the morning? What were you doing in the afternoon, the evening?
I was doing stuff around my apartment in the afternoon.
Okay, and the evening?
Then, and then a friend of mine who's moving away. Moving away.
I see where this shit
had
is
a going away party, and she was like, can you come? And I was like, yeah, I will most definitely go to your going away party. So I had to go to that. I couldn't just say no, I'm not going to that. I had to go to that.
So wait, let me make sure I'm understanding you correctly. Your relaxing weekend inside all weekend ended up you went outside Saturday and Sunday.
I was inside.
And you were outside Saturday and Sunday.
Just a little bit. It was literally it was just a little.
Like I said, y'all, if Pascha ever says she's staying inside,
I was home by 6.
Don't bet nothing. I was home on that. Matter of fact, place a bet that she won't stay inside, and you'll win.
I was home by 6, and I just had to let the people know I was back in town. That's it.
So now they know.
They know. They know. What about you? How was your weekend?
My weekend was y'all know my weekends be chill. When a girl say she be in the house, y'all know. Okay, I don't even unlock my door because I don't be going nowhere. I be on the
My Lord.
inside. But this weekend I did go to I went outside for a little while on Saturday, I think it was. Yeah. I went outside on Saturday. Sunday was yesterday. What did I do yesterday? I didn't do nothing. I don't even think I went nowhere. I think yesterday was a day I didn't even leave out the house. So that was it for me. Nothing spectacular.
Aww. Well, you sure do look beautiful. That hair.
Oh, thanks, friends. I think I told y'all last week I was getting my hair done. Got my hair done. I actually have been messing around with these clip-ins. I'm gonna put a video on TikTok because listen, the clip-ins. Okay. And actually, before I went out on Saturday, I did I'll show y'all this little picture if y'all can see. I did a whole
come on
beat situation. Put my clip-ins in. You know, she was moving and grooving. You know, here she is.
Yes,
there
ma'am.
She goes.
I like that ponytail situation. Cute.
I'm telling you, the clip-ins is giving me life because I don't know how to do my own hair. I don't even want to wash my own hair because it's just too much work. And I went on out, put my clip-ins in. That's my new vibe. I don't want to do no quick weaves, no sew-ins. We definitely been off the wigs. But the clip-ins, it allows me to and I don't even have them in now. I put them in that one day and I took them out. I love it. Clip-ins is the new wave.
Okay, well, this is all that You're got welcome. For everyone. This is going to be a lot of episodes, and my hair's going to look like this. So I'm feeling it. I hope y'all like it. I'm just.
Well, you have the perfect hair for the gym. Yes. And now me, if I come on here next week, y'all know, looking like Frederick Douglass, it's because I don't have braids, and I be trying to.
Yeah, what
did you say to me? What was the word you said to me earlier today? See, that was it. I'm working on bigment.
Yeah. The embigment of my back is of the utmost importance right now. My hair is not.
Well, my back's not really big, but I am trying to keep it that way.
No, my back isn't big, but my stomach is. And so we're going to fix that. And as much as I want to wear my hair out and curly and big and beautiful, a nigga be sweating, okay? And last week we talked about hair and how it looks when a little water hits it, and you tried to put.
You're gonna be just fine. With the water hitting it, friend.
Here's the thing. So I did my research for it's 1, 2, 3, and 4. 4 is what they categorize as kinky. And then you have kinky this and kinky curly and kinky blah blah.
Yeah, because when you was the mixed girls are 4B, they're more like
they are
threes.
Definitely
they're
threes.
Not even in the 4 category.
So I'm in the 4 category, which is kinky.
But you're not at the C. Am I right or am I wrong? Told you. I knew
it's between 4A and B actually. But
we go to the same school, but we're not in the same grade. That's what it's giving.
But also if I was to just wet my hair and pick it out and throw it out and then go to sleep and wake up, it's giving Frederick Douglass. So,
okay.
I mean, so I would say that my dad has 3 type hair, and my mom is 4C hair. And I'm literally both, which puts me at 4A because it is a nice curl pattern. But if I do wear my curls out and go to the gym, it's a no. It's a chop. So the hair is kinky.
Well, I'm glad you came back to us with the 4C information. What you all heard was Pascha admitting that I was right.
Yes, I was wrong.
Because I know these maps, girl. I know this course now, so. It's a silk press. Trust me. Okay. I was in my room earlier today. I had to hurry up and turn the AC and the fan on because I felt my head getting a little hot. And I already feel probably a centimeter's worth of reversion going on up in here. So, we got to do what we got to do.
You are funny. Speaking of research, we also talked about Gullah Gullah Island. Um,
We
the
did.
topic was, well, I had asked Joy if she had watched Barney because I saw a tweet about somebody asking if we like really watched it, and I was like, yeah. And then we went off on a tangent
Yes.
about other shows, Gullah Gullah Island being one of them. So I decided to do a Where Are They Now? And came across some fun anecdotes about the show itself. And of course, a little bit of backstory on the family that, created it and what they're doing now. So I just want to start with saying that in 1996, this is after it went off the air, TV Guide named this show one of the 10 best children's shows. The 10 best. Can you believe a full black cast, a mother and father that created this show? During its original broadcast run, it was Nickelodeon's highest rated preschool show, averaging more than 750,000 viewers per
Really?
episode.
How many?
750,000 per episode.
I feel like that's a lot
It
for
is.
back then.
Before streaming? When the show was airing that one day, I'm thinking this is a daily show. It doesn't say. But basically, Gullah Gullah Island is a sing-along half-hour live-action show. If you watched it, you know. The format for the show was part of a flexible thinking initiative that taught children to make good choices rather than using memorization. This is the right thing to do. Let me just do it like this. No. That's not how they're doing it. So basically, it was a husband and wife duo, Ron and Natalie Days. They played the Alston family. I didn't even realize they had different last names. I thought they were just who they were. And they actually filmed this with their actual children, their children Simeon and Sarah.
Wow.
The show ran for 4 seasons from 1994 to 1998. Excuse me, that TV Guide note was from 96, so it was still on air, with a total of 70 episodes. 70
Across all 4 seasons.
70 episodes.
I'm just trying to figure out, how did these people get a green light to do this show and cast themselves with their own children? That's like unheard of.
I'll have to do some more.
The only other things that I know that we're doing that at that time was shows like Mark and Fresh Prince.
Yeah, I'll have to do a deep dive on like getting how they got that on the air. I'm guessing because it was a children's show, it was easier, because it's a children's show.
Obviously, the chemistry would be there because they're actually family.
But yeah, 70 episodes.
Wow.
From 1994 to 98, one of the 10 best children's shows, and one of Nickelodeon's highest rated. So, okay, so the husband, because they only had information about like what he's got going on that I could find. He was the former vice president for creative education at Brick Green Gardens in Murrells Inlet, South Carolina. And so it's like a museum, basically, like a botanical gardens museum situation. Him and his wife also served as cultural advisors at this museum. And Gullah Gullah Island was inspired by the culture of Ron Days' home of St. Helena Island in South Carolina, which is part of the Sea Islands. So this show was literally a family homegrown like show. It was the husband and wife.
It was really like taking people into their world and showing them how they live.
Yes. So
did it say anything about how they came up with the name though? Because you said they were at St. Helena.
So Gullah Gullah Island is like, it's based on his hometown. Let's see.
I just wonder where Gullah Gullah came from.
Gullah culture of Ron Days' hometown. I didn't read up any, further on what Gullah culture was, though, just because.
No. That's. I just wonder where that. Like, did they make it up, or it seems like it actually came. Like he literally took his home and put it into a Nick Jr.
Put it in everyone's living room.
In the 90s?
All black family, all black cast. Yeah.
How in the world did they get greenlit for that? That's amazing. Yeah. That's insane.
I was especially pleased with the 10 best children's shows because I really enjoyed that show. So, yeah.
Me too, friend.
Any more? You have headline news for us?
I mean, it ain't even really a headline anymore, but I did say that I was going to tell everybody about the U.S. currency. Let's see. Hold on one second. That nobody has. Yay. Yeah, I'm kind of over it. I don't know. All I know is the U.S. economy. The dollar is weakening. The U.S. economy is a joke. I keep seeing everybody has like these conflicting reports, which makes it very difficult for like a lay person like me to understand. Because some articles I'm reading, they're saying, oh, the housing market is going to crash, which I feel like it is. Or the housing market is currently crashing. Like everybody kind of be like, oh, we haven't hit a recession. A recession you don't just, wake up on Tuesday and boom, we're in a recession, and Monday we weren't. Monday it was fucking, Monday it was shit. Monday it was horrible too. This is going to be difficult. Monday it was horrible. Tuesday is when they just made the declaration that this is where we are. So when people talk about, are we in a recession? We've been in one for quite some time. Is the housing market crash? The banks are crashing as well. Everything is crashing. Everything is going down. And it honestly doesn't have anything to do with the U.S. currency. That's just kind of one of the things that's kind of spiraling. That's happening because of the U.S. economy spiraling down and down and down. All the other countries have said that they don't believe that internationally they can depend on the U.S. dollar as they had been for decades before, which they right. Why wouldn't they say that? Yeah, that's pretty much all I got to say about it. I'm just over it. I don't know why. Like I see, like when I watch TikToks, I see real estate agents on there saying, oh, the housing market, this is the best time to buy. It's the best time to buy because you need a commission to pay your bills. But the people who are buying don't have money to buy the house or pay their own bills. Like I saw this girl on TikTok, this video where she was breaking down what a single person making $80,000 a year, what kind of house or mortgage that they could afford. And she broke it down. When I say she broke it down, like she broke it all the way down, because she's like, okay, but $80,000 is your salary, but that's not what you'll take home. Once we deduct the federal taxes and the state taxes and the Social Security and the Medicare, then you got to pay health insurance and you got to save for retirement. You're really taking about 64-ish home per year. So the person that she was doing this example of, based on their $80K salary, was somebody who had a car note that was $528 a month. So she was saying, okay, so if we take the $528 per month, and we put it with this house loan, like she was like, if she got a house loan for this, her mortgage would be, and I think it was like something like 20 something, 23 something, 28 something per month. And it's like, okay, that's based on the market as it is right now, because, interest rates aren't, the greatest. And she was like, so now if we add the house note with the car note, we're at about, whatever the numbers was about $3,200 a month. Okay, so with that $3,200 a month, that's just to have those things. That's just to have the car. That's just to have the house. It doesn't pay to heat the house, cool the house. It doesn't pay for homeowner's insurance. It doesn't pay for car insurance. It doesn't put gas in the car. It doesn't put food in the house. It doesn't calculate, expenses that people may not see as a necessity for them, but for others it is. Doctor's visits, hair appointments, nail appointments, maintenance, upkeep. What happens if something happens with the house? What happens if something happens with the car? And this is another reason why our generation, we have to get into out of a mindset. And I've been actively trying to do this. I see my feed changing because of the things that I like, regardless of what social platform I'm on, whether it's, Instagram or TikTok. Not a white line. Sorry, y'all. It's this lip gloss. Anyway, 2 is better than 1, because this was a woman making $80,000 a year. But imagine if she had a husband or a spouse or whatever making the same amount. The money makes more sense. I've really been trying to get away from I have the mindset, but I just want to get away from continuing to see things about, I know the dating pool is trash. It's got pee and cockroaches and all types of
Shit in
piranhas and shit in it, and I get it. But I don't want everything that I consume on a social platform
about that
to be talking about how horrible it is.
It's not
because
that bad. I mean, it's that
oh,
bad.
It's that
It's
bad.
just you'll find your man.
It is that bad.
He's out there.
Yeah, but I just think, like, when everybody says, oh, you have to think positive and you have to be, you have to change your mindset. I'm trying to keep my mindset positive and upbeat. I'm trying to remind myself that I am somebody's wife, which means that somebody's son is out there looking for his wife. Somebody's son wants to be a husband. Somebody's son wants to court me correctly. I don't want to keep, seeing the reels of, I'm just going to be by myself and I don't want to go on a date because I don't want to put my clothes on. It's going to be a way. I don't want to keep seeing that stuff. So, yeah, that was kind of the whole frustration I had with looking up information about U.S. currency and the lady breaking down the salary on TikTok. And I think it's also like not just her, but just other people, like people even younger than me who are coming out of college and trying to venture off into adulthood and move into their own space, seeing how unaffordable it is. And it's like, parents don't understand. I don't understand how anybody doesn't understand. Like, the parents don't understand why people need to still be 28, 29, 30 living at home. Baby, if I was 28, 29, 30, I would be at mama's house.
Yeah.
Okay.
Same.
Yeah.
If I am blessed to have my own children and raise them, if they get their good ass job out of college and still need to live at home to stack their bread, I'm going to let them do it. Because that is more or less the key, I feel like, to kids having a good start. They've been able to live at home. They don't have to pay any bills. They can stack every last dollar that they're bringing in. And then they show up to the bank with good credit, a bunch of savings. And then they have probably some parents and grandparents who are going to match. And they're able to put $100,000 down on a home. There's a way to, get ahead, but you just have to be willing to support in that way. And I that's why I don't understand why, when you 18, you got to get out, you on your own. I don't understand that mindset or putting it.
I don't know where 18-year-olds that are moving out, where do you work?
That pays you enough money.
Where do you
rent?
even live? Because even the bad places, like the cheap places that's like in the bad, even they high now.
Right.
Even they're high.
Yeah, it's
it's interesting though. Other people in other countries, I don't know that they are dealing with inflation to the degree that the United States is dealing with inflation, but I don't know.
When I went to Italy,
like all of this shit
in last September, and I exchanged money, I think I exchanged like $850, $900. Shit, I almost feel like I told them I want to exchange $1,000, and they gave me like 775 back in euros. And I was like, "Excuse me." Like, I know there's a fee and everything, but like, this is a little short. Like, what's going on? So even then, I knew because I thought it was dollar for dollar. Like, I thought, like,
oh no,
I didn't. I thought that I was going to exchange 1,000 USD and get 1,000 euro instead of doing like 1,000 USD and maybe getting like 1,250 euro. No, 775. I'm like, well, what's this? I can't do anything with this. What the hell? So I knew then that something was up with the dollar because, like, I had got on Google and everything, like looking at the exchange rate and everything, just because that's just part of the research when you're going to a different country and you're exchanging money. So I knew what I was talking about when I went into the bank. They were like, ma'am, no, this is what you're getting. Thank you. Enjoy your trip. Like, yeah. So it's been shaky for quite some time. Good old America. Love it here. Speaking of TikTok, apparently, is it Massachusetts that banned it?
Let me look. I know what you're talking about. Or Montana.
Was it Montana? Massachusetts.
Hold on, let me look.
State. Yeah,
I know what you're talking. Not you double checking.
And verify and run it back really fast. Like,
oh girl, child, let me get up out of this. Oh, I don't know how that happened. Montana.
Okay, that sounds like a state that would ban TikTok.
Yeah, Montana. Let me read this. It says Montana becomes the first state to completely ban TikTok on all personal devices. They passed on this past Friday, they passed legislation that prohibits the app on all personal devices. This bill makes it illegal for app stores to give users the option to download the app, and also makes it illegal for the company to operate within the state.
Damn.
Yeah. Now, it says that the governor of Montana had previously banned TikTok on all government devices, which I'm not mad at, and actually makes sense. The United States is acting like TikTok is, doing all of this data breaching and taking information. So to ban it on a government device makes sense. I get that. I'm not mad at that. But it has to go to his desk to completely be put into, I guess this was just like passing through the House Senate, and it has to be signed into law by the governor. Well, if he already banned it on the government devices, you already know he gonna sign it and get it banned on all devices. It says if he does sign it, though, it will not take effect until January. And that even though the app has been banned, the bill does not make it illegal for people who already have TikTok to use it. So my thought is, why not just download it now? Even if you don't use it, just download it now. I don't know how that's going to work. It says that the Montana Department of Justice would fine app stores or TikTok $10,000 for each discrete violation and $10,000 for each day that the violation continues. That is very scary because the U.S. has always been a place that has like looked down our nose and laughed at other countries and other places where their government controls their internet usage, when they can use the internet, what sites they can see on the internet, what information they have access to. And now we're doing the same thing. If Montana is doing it, it's just going to be a snowball effect of other United States, of other states in the country that begin to ban it. I'm actually surprised Florida didn't do it first, because Florida got more ridiculous laws day by day that I done ever heard of. One of them being, if you're a rape victim and you want to get an abortion because you have been raped or it's a matter of incest, you got to present documented proof. Child, Florida just want to be its own country all on its own.
That's what it sounds like, because I don't get that.
Yeah, but as far as TikTok is concerned, I don't think it's looking good for TikTok. I think that the states have found a loophole that even if the government doesn't say, because TikTok went to Congress and had a hearing and all of that, even if the federal government didn't say we're going to do away with TikTok, which I still think that they will, or at least try, the states now have found a way that they can do it. And so what it would likely be is red versus blue. The Republican governors will probably ban TikTok in their states. The Democrats, however, may not. I don't know. I feel like something like that, people would kind of meet from both sides of the aisle and kind of agree, because it's like it doesn't benefit the country for some to have and some to not have that particular app.
Brother.
Like if it's that bad, it should be bad in all states, not just a few.
It'll be interesting to see how they regulate that, how they police that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like, I pay this motherfucking phone bill.
I tell you what's more detrimental than TikTok is that daggone, what's that site that Donald Trump folks was using when they wanted to overthrow the government, and Twitter had like already, Twitter was knocking niggas down. No, that ain't no curse, but I can say niggas. Twitter was knocking folks down left and right when they were doing like, because they banned Donald Trump at one point. I don't know if he's still banned or not. But Twitter wasn't having that shit. So that site that they were using, was that Reddit? What was that site they were using to communicate with each other?
Girl, I don't know what Donald Trump people do.
It was some site. I can't remember the name of it. I don't know if it was Reddit. It was some site that, the good old boys was on. That's how they was determining where they was going to be and what they was going to do and all of that. Stuff like that is still allowed.
Right.
So why is that allowed?
But that shit first.
They tried to actually overthrow the government. They actually came in the Capitol and tried to overthrow the government. I can't remember the name of it. I mean, these are the same people who have run into Nancy Pelosi's house and tried to murder her husband. We don't need to get rid of those sites, but we need to just really focus on TikTok. That shit don't be making no damn sense. It don't. God, this is going to be difficult.
I'm anxious to see what other states follow suit, if they do.
Yeah, I was not cursing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pray for your conviction and your strength. And
well, you know what? I'm gonna give myself a pass on this next topic that I want to talk about. Because I've realized that I really try to limit. Like, I'm really big on recently. I would say like 2023 specifically, very focused on what I consume. Certain things I scroll on by. Can't relate. Scroll on by. And I don't be wanting to get myself upset, and I don't want to read too many things. Like, I do this thing on my personal story where if I see something that's happy or makes me smile, that has to do with Black people, I'll repost it to my story and hashtag Black Joy. Just because I think we need to see more of ourselves in that light, being happy and being, and having a good time and just being joyful and just celebrating and appreciating life and appreciating our loved ones. And I have honestly done a lot of scrolling by this Ralph Yarl story. But I knew at some point I was going to have to read and really see and understand what was going on and what has happened to this young man. And it brought me back to Trayvon Martin, which Trayvon still got my heart, because that to me was kind of the very beginning of a very tumultuous snowball effect that has become publicized hunting season. Watching Black people get murdered, and having to see different sites reposted, and which I'm not personally, that doesn't bother me. I'm not mad at that, because everybody needs to see certain things for them to understand at a certain point. But Ralph Yarl is a 16-year-old honor roll student, musician, older brother, son. Okay, let me pull it up. Let's see here. So Ralph Yarl was on his way to pick up his younger siblings. The address that he was given to go pick his siblings up was at Northeast 115th Terrace. Now, he's 16, so keep in mind, he probably ain't been driving for very long. And so Ralph, instead of going to Northeast 115th Terrace, went to Northeast 115th Street, rang the doorbell, and a white man, 85 years old, answered the door, shot Ralph through the glass. Which to me means y'all didn't even have a conversation, because then if you would have understood that he was simply at the wrong home, picking up his siblings. He wasn't trying to rob you.
Who was at the door?
He wasn't trying to be. I don't know if he asked who was at the door, but it says he shot him through the glass door. So I'm assuming
he just opened the door and shot him.
I'm assuming you just opened the door and you shot him. You didn't even bother to open the glass or talk to him through the glass to find out why he was at your doorstep. Shot Ralph through the glass in the chest, and Ralph fell to the ground. And to make sure he killed Ralph, he shot him again in the head. A 16-year-old child. That is a baby. A 16-year-old child. He shot him in the chest, and for good measure, shot him in the head. I don't know how, only by the grace of God. Ralph somehow managed to run to the neighbor's house. He ran to a couple of houses. The neighbor that finally opened the door for him told him lay flat out in the yard and he would figure out what was going on. He wanted to make sure Ralph wasn't still trying to be the one who was an intruder or an assailant with a wound in his chest and his head. Still needed to be sure.
My first instinct is to call 911 because I know he was bloody and in distress. Who you robbing? This happened in Kansas City, Missouri. To the head and the chest. Who you robbing?
Just imagine that. We can't say for sure, and I don't want to profile anybody like they obviously profiled Ralph, but I'm going to assume in this particular incident, just because of how the chips have fallen and the cards lay, if the neighbor did that to Ralph, I wonder what how the other neighbors perceive Black people.
Yeah.
I don't know much about Kansas City, Missouri, but yeah. It says that Ralph was going to pick up his younger twin brothers at a friend's house. He mixed up the address. The white man who answered the door shot him in the head and again in the arm after he fell. Now, I've listened to Attorney Ben Crump, which is representing the family pro bono, and he says Ralph was shot in his chest and the head. So that's what I'm going with. It says somehow Ralph made his way bleeding to another nearby house. There, he was told to lie on the ground while someone called for help. The homeowner who shot him is 84. I read another report that says 85. Tomato.
He's an old white man who's been waiting his whole life to shoot
old dusty ass. Yep. Andrew D. Lester was taken into custody by police for 24 hours and then released without charges on Friday. I also listened to Attorney Ben Crump did an interview with CNN, and in the interview he was saying that they were told by the police in Kansas City, Missouri, charges were not able to be filed on this 85-year-old Andrew Lester until they were able to get a statement from Ralph. What? So if Ralph died, he don't get charged for it.
Because there's no statement.
In what world do somebody get shot in the chest and are able to give a statement, and you don't charge the person who shot them? A 16-year-old
who
child,
wasn't
no less.
his home. He wasn't trespassing. We can trump up bogus child charges, child endangerment. We can find something. I just read that a man got this old man with
something. Because I just read a man got 70 years for spitting at the police. So I know y'all can come up with something, some type of way to hold this man. Y'all didn't want to hold him. You didn't want to charge him. You wanted to believe the worst. And you was hoping that man was going to die so nobody was able to say what really happened. But see, funny how God works. Because that boy is in stable condition and his aunt says he's coming around. And they better put his ass in jail for the rest of his life.
The jail.
The little bit of years he got,
going to jail, bro.
Put him in and lock his ass.
You're going to jail.
Mm-hmm. And let me tell you now, them arresting him just now, this just happened like within the last several hours.
Boy, live, so you arrested now.
You're recording it. And let me tell you why they did it. Because them folks, our people, went to the main house and stood out there protesting, hollering, fussing, cussing. And they were not going to leave until they got him up out of there in handcuffs. They went and arrested the man. That's the only reason. And like Attorney Ben Crump said when he did an interview with CNN earlier today, if the roles had been reversed and a Black man had shot through the window a 16-year-old white child, we wouldn't even be having this conversation about if he should be charged. He would have never got out. It would have never happened. Never. A 16-year-old child is shot in the head and the chest, and you know the circumstances of him going to the wrong home. So you know he won't there to rob nobody. He won't there to kill nobody. He won't there up to no good. He literally had the wrong house. And y'all don't think y'all should at least charge him with criminal negligence?
Yeah.
Attempted murder? Attempted manslaughter? Child endangerment?
That criminal negligence, I'm
not an attorney. I have no background in law. And off the top of the dome, I can give you a list of charges.
There's a ton of shit that people have done on accident that they were in jail for. So if you shot the little boy on accident, you got to go to jail too.
doing time.
bedtime or some shit that was an accident that they didn't mean to do or shouldn't have did or wasn't thinking clearly or forgot. I didn't know. I assumed.
So y'all think y'all want to know what I think gonna happen? And we'll revisit this when things begin to, continue to transpire over the next couple of days, weeks, months. They're gonna try to say that old man had dementia and he know what's going on. I guarantee you.
That old man reverted back to the Jim Crow era and said, I'm gonna shoot that nigger. That's what he did. He
can't be held responsible. I'm telling you, because he has dementia.
Nah. Because you got dementia, but you know how to use a firearm? We ain't got no fucking dementia.
And that's exactly what instances like these, the NRA should be all over shit like this. Okay? Y'all want gun rights so bad, you should be taking guns out of the hands of people who do not use them correctly.
Like, your vision good? Evidently.
And like Attorney Ben Crump said, like, this is absolutely inexcusable. It's unfathomable to even think that something like this could happen when people deliver the mail every day.
What time was it?
People get deliveries to their house every day.
What time of day was it when this happened?
No clue.
Because they're not giving details.
They want to keep, but listen, the one thing I know about our people, because I said this when they said that the man hadn't been arrested, no, somebody said, we don't even know the man's name. I said, we'll know it in a minute. Don't worry. We'll get it. It's going to come out. I mean, so that's all I got. It says over the weekend, he was critically injured in the hospital. Anger began to spread. Protesters marched on Mr. Lester's home on Sunday. The Kansas City police chief, Stacey Graves, I'm not sure if that's a woman or a man, Stacey Graves acknowledged the public frustration at a news conference. And today he was arrested. So I'm sure they'll give him a bond, say he's not a threat to society. He a threat if you ask me. Anybody black show up at your door and you just get the iron and shoot them in the head, you damn sure a threat. Yeah, you a threat. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, so it looks like the prosecuting attorney has now put out a statement saying that the prosecuting attorney's name is Zachary Thompson. He says that Mr. Lester has been charged, saying what many already believed. There was a racial component to the case. So when you this old, you just get to saying whatever the fuck you think you can, you get in there talking like you hate black folks, like you want Jim Crow back. So it becomes obvious that this was racially motivated. And I bet you he went in there running his mouth, because when they went in there to interview him, when he went in and did the initial interview, you have to understand that was taped. Yeah. It was recorded. So whatever he said on there, that prosecuting attorney was like, you got to bring him back in here. How did y'all even let him go? Based off of what he's saying and the fact that he's an old white man and he shot a 16-year-old black child, he got to come back. They thought they was going to sweep this under the rug. They didn't think nobody was going to be on that man's yard protesting and marching and demanding that he be hauled into the jail. Yeah.
There's a racial component.
Let's see if there's anything else on here. It says Mr. Thompson, the prosecuting attorney's office says Mr. Lester has been charged with assault in the first degree, which is a Class A felony, and could face life in prison if convicted. He also was charged with armed criminal action, which carries a maximum penalty of 15 years in prison. I want him to be charged with a few more things, because we all know when you get charged with something, people are able to make deals, take pleas, get a lesser charge, misdemeanor charges, get time served, so on and so forth. It says it was not clear if Ralph had knocked on Mr. Lester's door or rang the doorbell, but he did not cross the threshold into his home, meaning he didn't go into the house.
He wasn't trespassing or trying to rob him.
Says a probable. It says a probable cause statement for a probable cause as to why he was part of the reason he was arrested. He did not indicate that any words were ever exchanged. Y'all know it's shit last Monday. Easy on my girl.
Sorry, y'all. Jesus.
It said that Mr. Thompson had a warrant issued. He was arrested, and that his bail had been set at $200,000.
He'll have the $20K.
You think so?
Old white man, yeah. He gonna be able to bond out because he don't think
Can
he
you
need to be in
imagine
there anyway.
going to somebody's
Huh?
house? Like, I just can't imagine going to somebody's house, ringing the doorbell or knocking on the door, and they answer and don't even say shit to you. Don't even fucking acknowledge you. They just started shooting. That boy had no idea what was coming. He didn't even have a chance to run.
It just makes me think of Ahmaud Arbery, who was going for a jog in the neighborhood and got chased down by 2 white men.
Mm-hmm. And that was the other thing that Ben Crump said when he did the CNN interview, was that it reminded him of Ahmaud Arbery, and it reminded him of Trayvon Martin, because it was white citizens or non-black citizens taking the law into their hands because they perceived the threat whole time. The threat was just a black person minding their damn business.
Time.
Why y'all can't mind y'all fucking business?
I can't imagine
leave us alone.
16 and having to fight off some grown man, because when I just went to go get some Skittles and something to drink, like I be getting a little nervous when I walk into my apartment at night and I see somebody walk by that ain't even thinking about my ass. Can you imagine? And what I'm hoping doesn't happen is what usually happens, because like I said, Trayvon Martin, I remember everything about that case. I remember where I was when I heard the verdict. I wasn't living in Cleveland, but I was in Cleveland visiting the guy that I was dating. And it was like July. It was hot as fuck. We were getting ready to go out, and they were like, oh, a verdict is in. Oh, we came back in the door and sat down on the couch trying to see what was going to happen. I remember being so fucking angry. And I remember them talking about Trayvon had traces of marijuana in his system. What? We talking about a dead child who didn't do nothing to this man, and y'all are trying to make him the villain? He's dead. He's dead. And this man was twice his age.
I'm hoping that they aren't able to do that with Ralph. I don't know a lot about Ralph other than he's 16. He's an older brother. He's an honor roll student, and he plays an instrument. I don't know. I think it might be the saxophone, but I'm not 100% positive. I think this boy is so much of just a good, wholesome, quality young black man that y'all not gonna be able to paint that picture.
Hell no.
It's particularly the fact that he never even said anything. So you can't even say, oh, his tone.
Let's dig into that old white man's past though, because he's 85. What is it, 2020 something? So he was good and alive and well in the 50s and the 60s, and was a fully grown man then. So I could only imagine what.
This before he was around before desegregation.
He was waiting on. He had his moment.
And he's had the moment. He's had the same moment that these Trumpers have. Okay, we already know what that's about. You know, he's probably one of those people who.
Yep.
I'm gonna move on because I feel myself getting hot. I feel my head getting hot, and I don't want to sweat my hair out. But I'm definitely praying for young Ralph.
Wishing
for sure. I'm definitely praying for young Ralph, and I hope that he makes a super speedy, miraculous. Like I want him on the stand. I feel like he's gonna come out of this. I feel like he's going to come out of this so strong. He's not going to have any deficits. He's going to be able to walk again, talk again. And I hope that he is going to be, if he's able, because this is going to scar him for the rest of his life. He's not going to want to go to nobody's house. Okay. He's going to be double, triple checking addresses everywhere he goes after this. But I hope that he is, or someone is able to articulate enough for him the detriment and the horror. And I hope they're able to articulate the fact that this man never needs to be out of a jail cell ever again. For the few years he got left, and I'm sure it's going to be somebody, he don't have but a few, he going to spend them all in the jailhouse. I hope he spent every last day of his life locked away. People like that need to be locked away. He's an animal.
No
he is
words.
A menace.
No, nothing. Not a can I help you? Nothing. You open the door, guns blazing. Like you in a fucking Western.
You don't ever get deliveries to your house, not mail or anything by a black person?
He wanted to do that.
He wanted to do that. Yeah, he been itching to do that.
He wanted to do that. So I hope they don't. I hope they don't try to go the mental health route.
When they try to go that route, we will come back to this conversation.
Well, prayers up for Ralph and his family, because I know this is. I mean, between the media circus that this is, you know, it's a traumatic private family matter, and every day and every moment is out of my heart goes out to them, and you know, put that motherfucker under jail. That's where he belongs.
Yeah. It's something so traumatic, but I just hope that the family feels and knows that like people across the country are praying for you, for Ralph. I've seen so many celebrities and socialites posting about it. This isn't something that's not known. Like, I'm glad that as many people are talking about it and posting about it in the way that they are, and not because Ralph is not alive.
Right.
You know, it matters that this happened, even though he didn't die. A lot of times it'd be, oh, so-and-so was killed, but we don't have to be, you know, taken out of this life for a situation like this to be detrimental and need to be addressed.
And maybe this is that one situation. I mean, I want him on the stand to tell his story. That's the recovery.
I do too. I hope he has the mental fortitude to be able to do that.
That's what I'm praying for. Because I want this televised. I want it on court TV. I want everyone to listen to this young man's story.
I wanted to come from the horse's mouth because I know people gonna be trying to twist around what happened.
They're gonna be able to do it.
No,
they're not gonna be able to do it.
No, not this time. Not this time.
Another headline that I'm tired of seeing is a mass shooting. Did you hear about them?
They're not tired of the mass shootings, child. They don't care. I'm telling you.
The 16th birthday party that got shot up. 4 people died.
So what was that about? Because when it first came out, I heard it was possibly racially motivated too, but I'm not sure now.
I saw the scroll when I was watching Good Morning America. I did not like once I realized it was a 16th birthday party and they were talking about a couple of the victims. I was like, okay, now who's going to a birthday party? You know, a 16th birthday party. I imagine family, friends, cousins. Like who's going up in there and shooting it up? And my first thought was, I bet it was a white person that targeted them. But then I didn't read any further. My day just went on. I read the headline, and then I saw that they had, you know, named a couple of people that had passed. And then the conversation changed to there have been 163 mass shootings in America in 2023. We're not even 161 days into, or 163 days into the year. Yep.
Wait a minute. 30 days, half September, April, June, and November. Okay, January had 31 days. February had 28 days this year.
March had 31. And we're not
March had 31. And today is the 17th day of April. And we've had 107 days in a year.
63 mass shootings. So, you know, people are still racist, and motherfuckers are going into places that should be safe and fun and shooting it up. And like,
but even with a staggering figure like that, they still refuse to do something about these gun laws and how people get them and who can get them.
Because we've got 2 examples of guns in the hands of people that don't need them. An 85-year-old and then whoever the fuck this was that decided to shoot up a fucking birthday party. A birthday party. You can't go to church, can't go to the movies, can't go to the grocery store, you can't do anything.
You can't be black. That's number 1.
You can't be black. You can't do nothing black. Can't go swimming while black. Can't drive while black. Can't eat while black. You can't do anything while black. It's unreal. In 2023, we are still having these conversations. Still, it's amazing.
So I just looked up the birthday party that you're talking about, and it says this was posted an hour ago. Police still haven't released any information about a suspect or a motive behind the violence. Somebody knows something. That this been days ago. Somebody knows something.
This is a 16th birthday party and some children died. You better tell us what happened. What are we?
Right.
There's nothing to. What are we withholding information for? If they are minors, so the fuck what? Who are they?
I bet you if they was white kids, we would have done something by now. Or somebody would have been in custody. A motive would have been announced.
Please.
Okay? Charges would have been a laundry list long.
Please. They know something.
And this is what I mean about like the NRA. Like, y'all are supposed to be the gun rights advocates. You shouldn't want anyone muddying the NRA or the right to own a gun. You shouldn't want it in the hands of people who do stuff like this. If they try to say that this old man had dementia, he was mentally unstable or unwell, y'all should be all over that shit trying to get some type of reform or legislation in place to keep people like him from, again, muddying what the NRA stands for, wanting to own guns. I don't think there's anything wrong with people owning guns, but I think there is absolutely something wrong with the system that continues to let people who do mass shootings get guns. There's something wrong with that.
I personally feel like if you have any mental health issues, you are ineligible to own a firearm. Sorry.
Like, you know, for people who work in public service, like police officers, firefighters, you know, people in that type of public sector, if something were to happen, one of the first things they make them do is go through a mental health evaluation and decide if they are fit to be back working with the public that they're supposed to be serving. So I don't understand why there can't be some type of national council in the state branches for the NRA that has licensed clinical social workers and psychologists, where people have to undergo some type
evaluation. An extensive mental health evaluation.
Yes. Not a one time they came in here, said the right things, or you were having an off day, so you missed something.
Or no.
But then someone would be able to, I don't see something like that ever happening, even though it should be I'm not saying just this specific way that I'm saying it, but it should be some type of way to have the evaluation. But the problem is they wouldn't want that, because if they were to clear someone to get a gun and then they do go do a mass shooting or something of that sort, the family would be able to then hold them responsible, and nobody wants to be held responsible. So
I'm tired too, girl.
Tired. Stuff like this always makes me tired, because it's like I when I'm on socials and I see it, literally, I'm telling y'all, I don't even be trying to, I be like, but then it's like when you keep seeing it, like I might see something about a black person getting murdered and I just go. But when you keep seeing multiple people reposting it and sharing it, and you know, this person is sharing it, it's like, okay, what's going on? What's going on with this particular situation? But I don't have the mental capacity to ingest all of the transgressions against black people that I see on a daily. I can't. I don't. And I be praying to God. Lord knows it is a sincere prayer. I be praying to God. I do not ever have to face one of these type white folks. I be praying to God.
I just want to go to the mall and grab something real quick. Can I get in and get out safely and in one piece and back home? I need some, because
I know, you know, I'm going to quickly unravel. Ain't gonna be a whole lot, to just the slightest little thing. Okay, I be in stores and folks be.
I be looking at people like, he look like he might.
Yeah,
you look like you coming up in here to do some shit. I be looking at people.
I ain't even talking about somebody. I'm talking about, like, I could be in line at a store and like I remember this one time I was with my mom and I was in line at a store and it was clearly a line. It wasn't no mistaken. Is this person just standing around? It was clearly a line. This old white lady came and got right in front of my mama and stood there. And we kind of looked at each other. We looked at the people behind us, but we were in a store where it wasn't a lot of folks that looked like us. She act like she didn't know what was going on. Bitch, you saw us. Stop fucking playing. And see, that's the type of stuff that I'm going to be like, bitch, you saw us. granny. You somebody's granny, but you're
Right.
trying to play. Because ain't no age limit on
Nope.
being disrespectful. Move. Ho.
You better tell that white lady.
You don't get a pass to be nasty and rude because you in your 80s. Okay?
Right.
You don't.
Well, sweetheart, it ain't the 50s and it ain't the 60s. It's 2023, bitch. Whatever little book.
And I remember, my mama is so kind-hearted and
No,
so
if that
nice.
lady had a health emergency,
so,
your mom took a Hippocratic oath to help her, but I bet you that bitch wasn't thinking about that shit. Is there a doctor in the room?
Now, somebody like me,
silent as hell.
I would have said exactly what I just said to y'all. Bitch, move. The fuck you see us standing right here. That's how I would have handled it. My mom was like, excuse me. We were actually standing in line here. I think the line starts over there. That's my mom. And she, I didn't.
Move, ma'am.
Get your ass to the back.
You don't get to stay
Get to
here.
the back, Granny.
You don't get to stay.
Mm-hmm. Bitch, you knew. You knew.
Get on back. Your ass on back. Shit. Gotta love those non-brown.
Oh, you know something else, friend? Now I'm gonna get on you because you said something about this last week. And this week they showed their ass.
Who, Netflix?
Your folks over at Netflix for Love is Blind had the people ready to tussle last night.
I deserve a free 30 days after what we went through yesterday. Like, just.
And you niggas got the nerve to be trying to tell people they can't share passwords. Y'all couldn't even get the live stream up. Y'all said it was going to happen. Y'all have bigger things to worry about than me sharing a password.
Clearly,
sweetie,
your servers and your IT people are doing too much Netflix and chilling because they wasn't on a job yesterday. I woke up this morning thinking I would be able to watch the Love is Blind reunion since I couldn't watch it last night. And they
it's still not on there?
Them people said it will be available at 12 p.m. Pacific time. So I was, so I was finally able to watch it at 2:00 p.m. CST.
Okay. It didn't hit the same though, did it? Because it wasn't like everybody, you know how like when something like that happens and everybody is on Twitter or Instagram tweeting about it together, watching it together.
We were robbed.
It was the same. 2:00 your time was 3:00 here, and people was at work.
We were robbed. We were robbed, and I want $16.99 credited to my bank account because I don't know what the fuck that was, and they've never had technical difficulties like that before. I believe this is the only.
Have they ever done a live stream
with
before?
Chris Rock? Chris Rock's special was live. I think this Love is Blind reunion was their third attempt at a live, airing of something, which I think is like, this is not what Netflix was designed to do. Y'all are a streaming giant. You have
and like what I had said last week, they was trying to keep up with Bravo and Andy Cohen with the way they do the Housewives reunion or the finale. They was trying to do that, but then also, dang, what was the other thing I was about to say? Shit, I forgot.
Well, I did watch it once it was finally available for me to fucking watch,
but that's what I was getting ready to say. Like you said that they've tried to do this before. Like you talking about for Love is Blind or just
in general?
Netflix in
this
general?
Is their third live airing.
Okay. Well, I don't. Well, even though I don't watch Love is Blind, I do know that like this is a very popular show this particular season. So for them to really drop the ball.
Well, I was very surprised to learn that they were even going to do a live reunion because normally they just do the reunion and it's already taped and then they, release it or whatever. But I mean, like I said last week, Joy, you should watch it for just like a good laugh, and it might just, bring up some things that you'll want to like that'll make you think or that you'll want to talk about. And I kind of want to hear you talk really badly about some of the people on the show because they deserve it. They deserve the dragging.
Girl, I'm going to watch that daggone Love is Blind show and get to laughing at them folk, and they're going to turn around and laugh back at me like, bitch, the fuck you laughing at? Your love life is a joke too, ho.
No.
The hell is funny?
It won't be like that. I I think it's just like me watching it, any kind of dating show I watch, I'm like, okay, I don't want to be that girl. Or, okay, why he acting like that? He corny. Okay, I know I ain't crazy. That nigga corny.
Okay.
It's just, sometimes you're like, you're a little bit validated, or you relate to some of the situations, and then you actually see some of the situations work out, and you have like hope and stuff. But I mean, some of these characters on the show, this girl, a hot ass mess, just like the fucking reunion and whatever Netflix thought they was doing yesterday. It was a hot mess. You should be ashamed and embarrassed. I still really do want $16.99 credited back to my account, because what the fuck was that? But it was really good.
So it was good. Like when you finally did watch it,
better
it was
seasons. Season 1 was great because it was the first one. Season 2 and 3, I'm not really sure if any of the couples made it, but season 4, there were 3 couples who got married, and this reunion taping is literally 1 year out now. So they've all been together for a year, and everybody that got married stayed married. Yep. Okay. And they seemed like really happy and, very grateful for the opportunity in the show. And even though it was like a crazy ass ride, they're like happy that they met their people. And
so when they be meeting these people, do they live in the same area? Like, so it's how do they get set up?
There's a house of guys and then a house of girls. And then everybody goes into these pods, and you sit in these pods and you connect with everybody without seeing each other. And so, everyone is dating everyone, and then some connections are more solid than others, and then people like make the choice, like, you my man, you my girl. Once they decide they're going to be together, the man will propose.
How long is this meeting, this pod,
I think it's like 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Yeah, it's very like quick. And then, when you choose your person and you decide to propose, if you accept the proposal, then you guys get to see each other. At that point, you guys are in a relationship, you go on a vacation, and then you live together in a house. And then I believe you're together for 30 days. And then after 30 days, it's wedding day. And you decide if you're going to say I do or I don't.
But the person that you match with, like I could be matched with somebody who lives in Chicago.
Oh, no, it's local. It's local. So right now they're doing auditions for Love is Blind, and they're in Minneapolis right now. Yeah.
Oh, Frank.
Girl, and I had moved to Chicago just as the Chicago season was airing. I'm like, that's
really
fine. I don't know if I could.
If they ever came back to Chicago, would you try to get in?
My Love is Not Blind.
Have they been to Atlanta yet?
I don't think so. No, yes, they have, because Cameron and Lauren live in Atlanta. Yeah, the white dude and the black chick. And they still together. But no, I am, because if I saw my guy and he was ugly, then the experiment's over. It's over. Like, we ain't got to go to Mexico and see what the vibes are. Ain't no vibe. Ain't no vibe. Hey, I'm standing in my truth. I'm visual, and I like my man to look like something, like for him to smell like something. Like, we talked about preferences. I like, my man to look like something. I ain't going to, like, beer goggle my way into loving you. No, because the kitty cat has to meow, purr, and piss for you. Okay? Ain't going to be no, we need that much. She needs to be purring. Purr. I can't roll my R's, but, you know what a purr feel like when the cat is comfy. Okay? Comfy and content and well-loved and taken care of. That motherfucker be purring. Okay? I need.
We hear you, friend.
I mean, if it don't meow for you, it's a no. So, could you date someone that was ugly?
I mean, the first thing you see when you meet a person is how they look. Now, not for Love is Blind. But I wouldn't go on a show like
Married at First Sight, none of that shit. I couldn't do it because I will give you great television. He ugly, and it's not going to work for me. And I told y'all, when I said what I wanted, that I wanted my man to look good. Why you pick him for me?
Nah, and you know what? Honestly, I think you said this once before, but it'd be a very offensive when a nigga that's ugly and it's like you ugly and you know you ugly. That you even step to me because
like, look at you and look at me, and do you really think my kitty cat is saying meow for real?
You
look,
really
now she hissing. Get away from me.
I was going to be.
I want the confidence of a mediocre chubby nigga. Because baby, they be shooting. They shot at me, honey. All the time. Sometimes I'm like, am I ugly? Because the dudes that be wanting to talk to me, I just be like, this is what I'm eligible for.
Like, I was at the Quick Trip last week, I think it was, and I came through the door, and the guy did a double take. Like, he saw the door open, and he looked just to see, because somebody came through the door, and then he did a double take, and he watched me, and as I'm walking by him, he was like, oh my gosh, you are so beautiful. So I'm like, thank you. He's like, excuse me. I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, like rolling my eyes, but trying not to be rude. Are you single? No, sir. Let's look at this logically. I mean, let's really do the math. Look at what you have on. You're in your work clothes, no less, but you're filthy. You're unshaven.
Oh,
you're
no.
old. Why would you bother me?
This ASMR is killing me.
Why would you ask if I'm single? As if I tell you yes, I would be interested in letting you make me unsingle. And that really pisses me off, because why would you think that? Why would you think
look
that?
At how you look. Like, yeah. It's tough. It's tough out here, man. Like you said, the dating pool is full of piss. A couple of shit balls in there too.
And that's why I have removed myself from the dating pool. I'm not in the pools no more. If you want to date me, I need them bitches gone by yesterday. Okay? I don't want to be you taking me here and you going there with them. I need you to be ready to lock it in. Okay? If you get to date me and you realize you don't like me or it's not going to work, carry your ass back to the streets. But if you want to talk to me, cut them hoes off yesterday. Okay?
I heard the woman cut the hoes off yesterday.
That's just where I'm at with it. If you want to date me and other people, you don't want to date me. You can't date me.
I feel like I've been hearing that.
Really?
If you want to date other people, you can't date me. But I'm not dating other people, but I'm also.
Help me understand, friend. I'm not there. I'm not understanding.
I feel like the rhetoric that I have been hearing in my dating life is, are you dating other people or is it just me? Because it needs to just be me. And what I'm saying is, yes, it is just you. But I also don't want to formally, like, I'm not formalizing anything. We are dating.
Then that's not the nigga for you, because I know you. And I know that if you was really feeling the nigga like he seemed to be feeling you, them niggas, the other niggas would have been gone by yesterday. And if it won't no other niggas, then the nigga would have been gone.
That's true. I know there are no other niggas around, just because I'm not like, I don't be having like a bench. I don't have a starting five. Now that would be great, but I don't have a starting five.
No, it wouldn't. No, it wouldn't.
You guys are headaches. So one is enough. But what I told myself was that I was going to take my time. And yes, I know I'm of a certain age and I don't have much time, but I also don't believe in just throwing my eggs in one basket and just like, we had some great dates. Let's just run off into the sunset because we had some great dates. Like, no, how are you on vacation? What are you like in a friend group setting? Like, there are other things that I want to see and experience with the friend.
Yeah, friend, but now let's be honest, okay? Maybe not for the men, but for most women. And like I said, I know my friend, but if you meet the
He'll
right
be my boyfriend
man,
tomorrow. But
period. Because while we do want to know all of those things, what do you like on vacation? What are your friends like? What's your family's background? All that is great to know. But what I know from the beginning with the, dating somebody and going out a couple of times and the vibe is there and everything else is where it needs to be. Sweetie, we can get married like next week. I just need to just request some time off from work. And make sure I got enough PTO sake. Matter of fact, fuck the PTO. We can do this now. Type of situation. I know my friend.
Yeah, well, yeah.
But those type of situations are like so few and far between. Yeah, like I saw this lady on TikTok. Obviously, y'all know where I be these days because I ain't been on
Everybody
Instagram
take a shot for the number of times.
I saw this lady.
Choices TikTok.
You'll be drunk as hell. But I saw this lady on TikTok. She was talking about how she moved to. Did she move to Atlanta? Wherever she moved to, she went to an open house. She was trying to move to this city. She went to an open house, and there was this man at the open house, and her and the man approached her. They exchanged numbers. They went on a date. Within 3 months, they were, I guess, in a relationship. Within 6 months, they were engaged and they got married a year to the date that they went on their first date.
That's cute.
Mm-hmm.
That's
very
real cute.
Because what are y'all wasting time for? What are y'all doing? Like,
but they
I just
probably
think
both
that
knew that they were the one, and that's like the thing.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know if there's a lot of knowing that a person is the one, or if it is, I don't know. I think it's become the norm to date a person for an extended length of time, when in reality, it's always been very weird to me that people get even engaged and then they get like married a year or two after that. That's always been weird to me. Like, while you're in that blissful space, why don't you want to do it right then? I don't know. That's always been really weird to me. And then, like, that's just from engagement to the actual wedding. But what about when you start dating a person and like y'all are doing the things and, why do you have to wait until it's been a year to say I'm going to propose? And some people, it's not even a year. It's much longer after that. Like, that whole period is like, I want to get it. I want to do the things while it's fresh and while it still feels extremely exciting. I don't want to date nobody for 2 and 3 years. It's like, we've been dating for so long. It's like, it's lost its luster. I still love you. I still want to be with you, but it's like, that height, that peak, we've kind of hit it, and we're settling into, when you're dating somebody and you're really excited, you're excited to see them, you're excited to go out with them, you're excited to be around them. Why you don't want to do the things then? Like, imagine feeling like that about somebody and y'all are now married.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just, you could do it that way, or you could like date them for 5 years and y'all get married in year 5, and it's kind of like y'all have already lived a whole life.
I think
together.
For me, what I'm running into is, I'm dating, and then the big picture, I'm zooming out and looking at the big picture and thinking, is this person, like, are we really compatible? What is the future going to look like with he and I? And I'm not really sure. But I like you, and I think, and I'm having fun with you. So just because I'm not sure today doesn't mean that I don't want to continue to like see you or date you. I don't know.
No, I feel like when you know.
You're right about that.
Because, and the reason I say that is because when you know that it's not that person, you know that it's not that person. So if it's that quick for you to know this nigga is not it, I don't want to see them again, I don't want to date them again, it's never going to happen. You know just as quickly when it's the one. I just don't know why people won't acknowledge it as fast. You'll say you quick to cut the person off, but you won't say with the same speed. This is it.
I don't know. To be continued.
It's always
like
it's
I
always
said last
to
week,
be
my dating life
continued.
is to be determined. I'm a single gal doing single things.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to be a single gal doing single things. I very much want to be snatched up and put away. Yes.
Yeah.
I don't want nobody in the gas station thinking they got a chance. I want them to be saying, "Oh, you are so beautiful," and me going, "Oh, thank you." See, they're gonna see this right here. I ain't even.
You're funny.
Thank you so
You're
much.
hilarious.
Me. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, this is exactly what I want to do.
I'm with you there. I mean, I was having a conversation earlier, and I was like, they asked me, like, are you looking like for love? Do you want a relationship, or are you like playing the field? And I'm like, wow, how come I can't play the field and like the goal is to find love? Like, why does it have to be an either or? Are you looking for love, or are you playing the field?
Because I think playing the field comes with the connotation that you're just having fun.
This shit's not fun.
It's not.
No,
fun.
because dating and liking men is the ghetto. It's ghetto. Like having all the feelings and the, oh my God, and is he gonna call me? Why didn't he call me? Like I hate that feeling. I hate it so much.
I mean, I like it, but I also hate it. I understand what you mean. What I hate about it is just having that feeling on Monday and on Tuesday, the complete opposite feeling, because they've done something or said something or not done or said something.
Yeah.
And a surefire way to get a nigga to fuck up, change how you got them saved in your phone.
Oh, yeah. If I save your name, if I save you in my phone, chances are like it's going to be over in a few days, because it's always the moment I save you in my phone. I will have a nigga's number in my phone, and he will just be the number. I will have that number memorized because that's his number, and I don't have him saved at all. And then the minute you get a little flutter in your stomach, you're like, I'm going to save him. Now it's time to delete and block.
See me? Right. I will save the number right away, because I don't be answering numbers that I don't be knowing. So I need to know who it is calling me. But I'll just save your name. So if I'm dating Tree, it'll just say Tree. But once I really start to like Tree, it's going to be Tree with a little emoji or Tree Bay, or, just something extra. That's when you know the nigga about to fuck up. Every time. It ain't never happened that I changed the nigga's name. And they kept acting right. It just don't. I don't know what that is about. I don't know what the correlation is. I don't know what it is, but it is a surefire guarantee.
So if you're talking to somebody and you want him to leave you alone, save him in your phone, ladies, and I'm sure he will.
Yeah. Guaranteed.
Well, what do you have planned for the rest of this wonderful week?
Nothing.
Same.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. I have rearranged some things for one day this week, but I'm not doing nothing. Yeah, my hair's done.
Hey, all the more reason to go somewhere and be cute this weekend. Go be seen,
right about
girl.
that, friend. You right about that.
Excuse me.
I might do that. I might put my clip-ins in and hit the streets. I got me a new outfit that just came in the mail. I need to go
shoot.
down in the package room
Okay.
and get it, but I might throw that on and get out here and
I
see her
like
be
that. I
seen.
like that. Let's see.
I don't really want to, but this is what they be talking about on TikTok when it's like, I need to get out. I need to, but then it's like, but also I don't want to. But also I like my home. I like my space.
Yes,
I like my peace.
I hear you.
That's the difficulty.
Well, as of today, right now, April 17th at 9:40 p.m. CST.
Yeah, because I already knew what you was about to say. You about to
have
tell us
any plans. I don't have any plans. My allergies have been
Tune
kicking
in
my
next week
ass.
to see where Pascha goes this weekend. Tune in next week. She's going to tell us about some event or some friend or something that she went to.
Ruining things for me. So I don't know. Until we can get that under control, I don't have plans. We will be, again, as I said earlier, I'm focused on the unbigment of my back. So that is just what's the priority. So I've been in the gym every single day since I got home. And yeah, that is where we're at. But to be determined. I honestly want to look at all of these pretty flowers in my home. That's what I want to do.
Oh, tell us about the flowers. I can insert a picture of them, and then while you explain it to our listeners.
FedEx showed up. To my door, and I online shop, so I know what's showing up. So on this particular day, I'm like, FedEx stood at my door. And so, easy package delivery for Pascha. And I was like, oh, okay. So I go out and I'm like, well, what the hell is this? And I see this box, and it's like a 1-800-Flowers box or something. So I knew who they were from, because this is not the first time that this person has sent me flowers. But I opened them, and I was...
Don't nobody be sending me flowers,
I was surprised to find 4 dozen roses. 4 dozen.
4 dozen.
4 dozen roses. I've never, no one has ever sent me that many flowers. I felt like a Kardashian with all these arrangements in my home and shit. Like, I don't know. It was just no note. 4 dozen flowers, no note.
So what do? Do you call the person that you think
I knew who they were from? I knew who they were from because...
Okay. So wait a minute. So why y'all not doing the whole Love is Blind?
Because
Let's get married, get in the pie.
He's a goofy.
How he a goofy? He done sent you 48 roses,
He sent
girl.
48 roses because he's someone that I was close with before I moved to Chicago. And I feel like, I tell him this every time, I feel like he love-bombed me a little bit. He like punched his way out of the friend zone. And then he kind of love-bombed me a little bit. And then it was, I'm actually not really available this summer. And so like we had like did this little thing, and then it was just like, argh. And so I would give him a hard time about it. Like, why you even try to start talking to me if you knew you didn't really have the time to really like spend time with me? Like, I would get drunk and like drunk dial him and stuff, to see what he was doing. He would not answer my calls. No, sure would not. And then the whole day would go by. He wouldn't even call me back the next morning. So he would do little stuff like that.
And now he's sending all these fucking roses. Boy, go play in traffic. And I hope after you finish playing, you make it to hell.
Don't say that. He's actually a wonderful person, but he had his own hiccups or whatever. But he told me, I took you for granted when you were living in Minneapolis, and like, I'm sad now. And I think
he was trying to see what it was. He was trying to have a hot boy summer.
I don't know if it was a hot boy summer. Well, he had some other stuff going on during the summer where he, had to be present for that. Like, he's a parent and stuff. And so it was his summer. And so, like, when I say, like, it was like on a trajectory and then just fell off. Like, he's, a dad 24/7 for like the whole summer. So it just, there really was no
Got you. How old is his child?
12 now?
Oh, girl,
No,
old
no, no.
enough.
Yeah, yeah.
Child,
I mean, like,
old enough.
I couldn't like go to his house and spend the night. He couldn't come over and spend the night. We couldn't, you know,
Yeah, I get it. I get it. I was just trying to make sure we
no,
weren't talking about somebody in
no,
the
no, no,
infancy
no.
stages.
So
Still tagging
no,
on
no,
baby
no.
mama.
There, you know, we
Okay.
hit a snag as far as like, you know, continuing to hang out and kind of build momentum. And then, you know, then we did, you know, it was just like this casual, real light thing. Like we never really said anything about what it was until I tried to ask, until I tried to do the what are we doing? Is this going to go somewhere? Did you want to like, you know, I was actually asking the questions and I wasn't getting any answers, and that was okay with me too.
I never want to
It was
ask a
okay with me
question.
because not too long after that, I got the job in Chicago and had to leave. So like had we decided to be in a relationship, I think it would have presented some challenges because I got this job, you know, and he just reached.
No long distance
No,
relationship for
I
you,
don't think
friend?
so. I want my
Yeah,
dick on
I feel
demand.
you.
So I want my
You want
dick on
what?
demand.
Oh, okay. All right. Appreciate your
Yeah,
honesty there, friend.
you know, I'm a romantic, you know, and I'm a lover girl. Like,
I
so
try
like,
not to
you
be.
know, I don't want to just be on the phone for hours. Like, I kind of want you right there until, you know, I just want you right there. But in this day and age, you know, and as much traveling as I do and as much traveling as people do in general, sometimes you do cross paths with a person and it's just like, damn, is you my man? But you live in New York or, you know, wherever. So I don't want to say that I would rule out a long distance relationship. I just have to really fuck with you.
Have you ever done it before?
Yes, it was my relationship or the relationship I was in when I moved to Cleveland.
How long did that last once you got to Cleveland?
Oh God. A year, if that. A year, maybe. Not even a year. No. It didn't even make it a year. I left in May. By September, some funny shit was happening. And yeah, so yeah. It's the reason why I don't want to do long distance, but also like, you know, it's just dating. I am dating. That is what I'm doing. I'm dating. I'm not playing the field because I'm not out here just having fun. I'm dating and, you know, considering like, you know, is he a suitor? Is he a worthy suitor? Is he a suitable suitor? So.
I feel you, friend.
Well, you look like you wearing down on me,
That's
girl.
all I got. I'm just ready to go to bed. It's been a long.
Well, all right, friend. It's rolling up on 11 o'clock in your neck of the woods. So,
yeah.
Well, all right, girl.
Well,
are you going to?
Week,
okay,
friend.
What's your homework? Are you going to watch Love Is Blind this week?
I can't make no promises on stuff like that. Now, I did watch another show on Netflix, and it was phenomenal. We'll talk about it next week, but just to give y'all time to watch it. It's called Beef. Did you watch it already? When do you have the time to watch
I work from home 3 days a week, so I'll be having a TV on. Oh, and remember, I was at home this weekend. I was relaxing, kicking back in the bed. I was relaxed. I watched Beef this weekend.
Beef was good, y'all. So next week we'll talk about Beef. So go watch Beef now if you haven't watched it. Otherwise, next week is going to be a spoiler alert episode for you, and I would hate that for you. So, yep. I got two good Netflix shows under my belt recently.
I'm proud of you.
So we'll see if we can keep the momentum going, but I can't promise that it's going to be Love Is Blind. I like an actual
it's
show.
So good, Joy. I feel like you're going to enjoy it. You're just going to be laughing for real. I wouldn't steer you wrong. I wouldn't steer you wrong. All
okay,
right,
y'all. See y'all next week.